Welcome to Love in the Love Boat, where we break down episodes of one of the greatest romantic comedy drama television series of all time. I'm Istvan, Chicagoland's beloved children's musician and TV fanatic.
And I'm Michelle, pop culture enthusiast.
So come aboard, we're expecting you to join us for another edition of
Love in the Love Boat. Hello?
Is that a question?
Making sure you're back after the last episode.
This one, Michelle.
Made up for last one.
Oh my God, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I like about the Love Boat. Guys, welcome. We are on episode 19, unless you want to dispute it with us, because it probably is 20, technically.
The things I looked at said 19 too.
Well, episode 19, as we were alluding to in the last one, I loved it. This is like awesome. I mean, there are certainly some flaws.
Well, there are always flaws.
All right, should we jump right in?
Sure.
This one has the captain on the deck, B-roll, pretending.
I have that in my notes too, because I love him. And then
putting down the walkie-talkie, and he's by
anytime they show him actually being
two big crane poles or whatever they are. It's the
totally
best.
Noticed that.
All right, guys, let's get into it. Episode 19. We're glad you're here. This one is awesome. I love it so much. Let me get into the stories like we always do. Is that cool?
And let me just preface all this really quick by saying that what made this one so awesome is that it was the Valentines cruise.
Oh yeah. A nice, fun theme. All right, hang on. Let's get into the stories, and then we will totally address that. On today's episode, we have story number 1, Memories of You, written by Carmen Finestra. We also have Computer Man, written by David Assail. And then we have, can you pronounce this one, Michelle? What is it?
Parlez-vous?
Okay.
My beautiful speaking voice.
It's like French. The Addams Family. I like when you speak in French, like Morticia. Written by Mark Fink. Now, let's do, we talked about this a little bit. This is star-studded with all the types of people that at least that I like. Can you start, Michelle?
Sure. We have both of our favorites, the great Frankie Avalon.
Frankie Avalon rules, you guys.
He's the best.
If you guys, hopefully, like Michelle likes them more than I do, but I like them too. The beach bikini.
I love all those bikini beach movies.
What is he? The Big Kahuna? Is that what he's called in those things?
He's all different names.
And that Funicello. Those are awesome. Those are so fun. Frankie Avalon's the best.
And then the remake later with Fishbone and.
Oh God, yeah, that's a great one where the
he
kid
was
pulls the knife
fun
on.
at himself, but it was still an awesome movie.
Hey, weirdly enough, Drew Steele was in that too, from the Surf
right.
Punks. We mentioned him in the last episode. Oh wow, this is all like
coming together.
Oh my God, I don't even know. Now, can I say one of the people that's on this show?
Oh, sure.
You guys, I think I was telling Michelle, and she's very tolerant of this type of thing, that I think the cutest woman that has ever walked the face of this earth is on this episode, and her name is Barbi Benton. She is so cute. It's unbelievable. And she's great on this episode.
Yeah, I mean, she has talent too. So, I mean, she could back up that cuteness with talent.
Barbi Benton playing Brigitte LeBlanc is on this. All right, take it over, Michelle.
Another favorite of mine, Patty Duke.
Yes, she's back.
She's back as Lily. Another teen idol, Rick Nelson. I mean, this is jam-packed with teen idols.
Yes.
You have Frankie Avalon, Patty Duke, Rick Nelson.
Yes, Rick Nelson.
I mean, Barbi Benton to some degree a little later, because all boys growing up loved her.
I definitely did, still do. Shelly Long's on this, but they don't credit her.
No.
Which is weird.
Jamie Farr.
Jamie Farr, everybody knows Jamie Farr. Klinger from MASH.
And then some other people that I wasn't, Susan, is it Silo?
I don't know who
She
you're
played
talking about.
Yvonne, the other friend, the French-speaking partner to
yeah, good
Barbi
call.
Benton.
Who was Carole Ida White? Because that's one of the people that's credited. Who is that?
I believe she was the lady that was like the redheaded woman.
The other friend?
She was with Shelly Long and...
She was the woman...
Not the photographer lady, but the other one.
Do you know who she was? She famously was on Laverne and Shirley.
Oh, yes, she was. That was in her credits.
She was like Laverne's nemesis on that show. I cannot remember her name. But that was famous. She was on
me.
regularly. We'll have to figure that out. And then they also credit... It was Denny Evans was the other friend, right, of Jamie Farr on this? Is that who Denny Evans is?
Yeah, I think so.
He just plays like the other like older guy friend who,
No, that was Denny. It wasn't. It was.
Who's Denny Evans?
I think he was one of the the three guys that came on the ship?
Oh my God, you guys, there are three men that are on this cruise that are so fantastic because they're like the hunk guys that the women are all like looking at. And I wrote down all their names because I like them all so much. One is Daryl Matson. Like that's his name on the show. Daryl Matson. Listen to these names. Chet Maxwell. He's the best because he's got the mustache, the big bushy mustache.
Oh, good. I could not find his name.
Oh, yeah, Chet Maxwell. Sam Worth, he's more of like the dorky guy, but still kind of an attractive guy. He's more like, cerebral and smart. But those three guys, man, like three musketeers of 1970s hunkitude was...
Yeah, I mean, that 80s Tom Selleck stash coming in strong.
I was living for this episode, man. It's so good. Okay, now, where do we begin?
It's a lot to get it rolling because it's kind of like there's multiple, more than just the three storylines going.
Well, like Michelle said, in the very beginning, it is established that this is a special cruise. This is a holiday cruise. This is, as if it isn't on every single episode, but this specifically is the Valentines cruise.
Good afternoon. Welcome aboard our Valentines cruise. This is McCoy, this is Smith, Captain Student.
Good afternoon, sir. You seem very chipper this afternoon.
Well, I always enjoy our Valentine's Day singles cruise.
Yes. It's nice to see singles who want to be couples instead of couples who want to be single for a change.
And I have the perfect way to pair them off. I've hired a matchmaker.
Well, how quaint. Do we all sing Hello, Dolly when she comes aboard?
No, sir. This is a computer. The passengers fill out cards, and then a man feeds them into the computer, and bingo! Boy meets Valentine cruise girl of his dreams.
Ingenious.
I thought so.
Do you have a card for me?
Well, sir, it's just a novelty icebreaker. You certainly don't need a computer to get a date.
Of course not. I just think that a captain should set an example. Get into the swing of things.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I put your name on the list.
Oh, that's Stubing, S-T-U-B-I-N.
All right, sir. I vaguely remember.
After he describes all that to them, Julie adds that she's going to make it extra special because she hired a guy, the computer man.
You know who she hired? She hired Nick Hyder.
Frankie Avalon.
Yeah, he's like some kind of like...
matchmaker, computer man. You see when they rolled on that giant computer?
The first Commodore 64 computer that they
rolled on? I
rolled
thought it was
on?
cool because they did like all the screenshots of the graphics of the heart.
Oh my God, we have come such a long way. It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's a Valentine's cruise. Julie is awesome at her job, and she hired Nick Hyder to come on to do this sort of futuristic matchmaking. And he shows up with two helpers lugging this 7,000-pound computer onto the ship.
Straight through.
Excuse me.
Hello, dollface.
The name's Julie McCoy. You must be Nick Hyder. How do you do?
And that must be our computer.
Sir, that is no mere computer. With that computer, I've paired off more couples than Noah in his ark. And who knows? You might be next.
Mr. Hyder, I just arrange these activities. I don't participate in them.
Oh, sweetheart, trust me. Your deepest romantic needs will be fulfilled by this machine. Matter of fact, you might even become Computerman's Valentine.
But Michelle, what's weird is like after Nick Hyder gets on in his, like super tight up top, but bell bottoms down below disco pants on.
He was slick.
He's got, we'll get into the other outfit that just absolutely blew my mind.
Helmet hair in place.
His hair is His hair is so good. I love his hair. It's like the eighth wonder of the world. It's so good. It
really is.
I love Frankie Avalon so much.
Too.
He's so likable. I think he's the greatest. But like, she gets mad at him or something, right? She doesn't like him.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's coming on to her right away.
Too strong?
Too strong.
Julie is so confusing to me.
And once again, I don't really know, but he seems older than her.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like he's got to be a little bit older at least, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But that doesn't stop her. She likes older men.
No, I know she does like older men.
Yeah, but they're like there's like this contentious thing because he's I guess being too forward with her, and she takes a disliking to him immediately.
Absolutely.
Which is weird. But then we have the two lovely ladies that come on, Barbi Benton, and they are French, right?
Not really.
Yes, they are. They're talking French. They're speaking French.
It's a scam of all scams. They're
Yeah.
pretending to be only French speaking and no English.
Well, yeah, like everybody take note. If you're looking for someone, like you're trying to fleece somebody or you're looking for like a wealthy someone, you can pretend to be
It's
French.
the language of love.
Yes, it is.
So, but they both spoke it really well on the show.
Yeah, so wait. Barbi Benton and the other woman, they get on the ship and Gopher immediately, Gopher's smart. He sees her and he is just, this I will not blame him for falling in love immediately. That he has every excuse in the world to fall in love. So she's very cute. She's speaking French. And then though, they go back to their cabin and right away we find out that they aren't.
Brigitte, later,
Pardon?
plus tard, vous et moi,
Oui?
oui, danser, moonlight, romancer, la la, hasta la vista.
À ce soir. À ce soir.
Ce soir, maybe tonight too. Yeah.
À bientôt. À bientôt.
Filet mignon.
Yvonne, I don't know if I can pull this off. He's so cute, I almost started speaking English.
Listen, Bridget, we're not going for cute. We're after gorgeous.
Well, okay. But do we have to change nationalities?
American is ordinary. There's a certain mystique about French girls that drives men crazy. Believe me, I've tried it and it works. I told you about Harry, the stockbroker I met on last year's cruise.
His name was Ben, and it only lasted 3 weeks.
True, but diamonds are forever. That's what speaking French gets you.
Yvonne, for a rock like that, you'd speak Swahili.
True.
But you forgot to add that Gopher speaks some French. So he's
Yeah.
kind of taking it upon himself to kind of be the translator.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if he was joking around or not just because he was, I couldn't tell, like, if he was joking, like, I just want to talk, an excuse to talk to this attractive woman, or if he really did actually. He did seem to kind of know, how to speak the language. But then also, the other storyline and the other person that enters, like, how did Patty Duke? Doc was hitting on
Doc
her.
was hitting on her right away when she walked on the ship. And then they were they at the desk or whatever in the lobby. And then she thought she saw her ex-fiance.
It may have been on the deck. Like it may have been right when they're entering.
Yeah.
No, it's right when they're entering where like that little, airplane walkway thing is attached to the boat. And then she's like, Alex, which his name is, Alex, what is it? Alex Fowler. No, that's his.
Where's Ted Wilcox is his new name, right?
Okay, you guys. We've talked about certain tropes that we grew up with, right? People making the joke of thinking quicksand was going to be more of an obstacle in their life, things like that. Amnesia was something that was always right there for you during most shows that you would watch. Amnesia was a go-to for almost everybody.
Like I always thought for sure at some point I would get amnesia when I grew up because it was just so commonplace in
Dude,
all the shows we watched.
You're close. I'm going to tell you that. You're very close. Michelle,
Yes.
we've already covered Frankie Avalon's hair, but I'm going to say that Rick Nelson's feathered hairdo
Yes.
not only rivals, but probably like beats Frankie Avalon's hair because it is, I can't even believe it's real hair. He's the dad of Nelson, right?
Correct.
Well, whatever. This dude's got like the greatest hair of all time, but he is dazed and confused on this ship. And he looks at her like she's nuts because his name is not Alex. It's, what did you say it was?
Ted Wilcox.
Ted Wilcox. Man, I wish if my name was Ted Wilcox, life would have been a lot easier for me, I swear. I think everything would have gone my way.
You guys are similar.
How?
Good hair, musician, guitar player.
But this is what I mean. This thing is so confusing to me because it's just like it doesn't make any sense. But
No,
I don't.
it
Maybe
really
I should
doesn't.
hold off because it's like if you have amnesia, how do you start your whole life over as Ted? No, my name is Ted Wilcox. You have to have like a social security. This is where I'm getting in your territory. Like,
Now you sound like me.
you don't just like, oh, hey, can I buy this car? Yeah, what's your name? I guess it's Ted Wilcox.
Well, how do you come up with that name is what I'm wondering.
I don't
you just
know.
wake up in Sonoma and you're like,
Don't you have like your old wallet? You know, it says your name is Alex, whatever. Right. It doesn't make any sense that this guy, like, I used to live in New York and now I'm living in California.
And of course, they end up on the same cruise together.
How did I get here? And how did I establish my whole new existence under this new name that I just made up out of the blue?
And when they were in New York together, we may as well, they worked for an ad agency and wrote jingles together.
That's how we met. But yes, that's what happened. They were working in the remains of the Brill building, knocking out killer like jingles. And they have these rings. She has this ring that they both designed that looks
and he
like,
still has his on.
Yeah, I don't know where I got this ring. I just have it on my finger. Rick Nelson is really confused on this episode.
Yeah, he is.
I like where he had like cut off jeans at the pool on, like, because he's like, I'm just from California. I'm just a casual dude. I just like
right, feathered hair and cut off jeans.
Strum my guitar and use a rock natural deodorant and just like kind of like just live my life. You know, I don't know how I got here, but whatever. So she's like completely freaked out, as you would imagine, because she did not know where this dude was for 5 years.
Yeah, she hired
something.
detectives and everything. He just disappeared.
It is so crazy.
And then she's basically confiding in Doc the whole episode. He kind of becomes her confidant.
All right, so those are all our guys. And it's like, I love that it's an amnesia thing too, even though it's a completely overused idea. But it still is fun for me.
I guess we can go back to the computer man because it all revolves around him, most of it.
Yeah.
He rolls his giant computer out to the middle of the pool area and he's going to matchmake. He had people fill out little cards, and he feeds them into the computers.
Yeah, I love that too. I like when people would feed like a piece of paper into a computer.
There's also like that whole like side plot.
Which one?
Of Captain Steubing.
I like that too. I kind of did, but I also don't, because I don't like when Captain Steubing ends up without love. But they did make it kind of funny.
Kind of, but like you're saying, I felt kind of bad for him because they kind of like left him out and.
Yeah, he's always the butt of the joke in that regard, and I kind of don't like that. I hope that there is one where Captain Steubing like finds love, you know, because he had to live with Bonnie Franklin for 17 years, and then that ended all wrong. And it's like I would like to see him find somebody nice at some point. It would be really kind of, I don't know. Even though a friend of ours sent us something about Orson Welles not liking The Love Boat because he couldn't handle Gavin MacLeod's accent, his dialect or whatever, which is the thing we love or you love the most.
That's what I love the most about him.
Orson
it is
Welles
unique.
is a cranky old man. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, he
was an alcoholic, and he didn't.
And he had his own dialect.
Yeah, what is he talking about? Ugh, he was probably just jealous that he wasn't the captain on the Love Boat.
Well, he wasn't like, it was probably like East Coast or whatever.
He's like cranky in a room in Bogosians, wherever the guy who like let him
Gallo
live.
wine. Go drink your Gallo wine.
Yeah, really. Who are you to talk? Get out of here. Yeah, so like they're all feeding cards into the computer, and then they're like all of the friends, Shelly Long and that little group of women, they're all getting hooked up with the guys that they wanted, the hunk guys. And it's all working out just great for those guys. But then poor Captain Steubing, he filled out a card all excited. It was almost like sad, like you didn't get, like Charlie Brown, you don't get a Valentine.
It was totally like Charlie Brown.
But they did make it somewhat lighthearted.
You forgot me. Oh, Captain Steubing, I'm sorry. I've got your card right here. Captain Steubing, and... Sorry, Captain.
Well, they said it was lonely at the top, but this is ridiculous.
And then, of course, the computer man feeds his card in and it matches with Julie, much to her disappointment.
Yes. But Julie still is like not having it, and she's kind of adamant about it and literally tells him to bug off.
Julie, you have been ducking me all night.
I was hoping you'd get the message.
I got the message. I got the message from my 272 mini scan. You know what it says? It says that you and I are fated for each other.
Well, I guess I'm just not ready to meet my fate yet.
Julie, why fight it? It's Valentines, hearts, love, and all that stuff. And besides, my printout says that you and I have the same interests, compatible temperaments, and also long-range goals.
Well, my printout says bug off.
I don't get it, Julie. Julie, logic says that you and I should be in love.
What's logic got to do with love? Love is spontaneous, mysterious, wild, crazy. Love is an emotion.
Wrong. Love is based on facts. The fact that I have a tremendous crush on your shoulders.
That's spontaneous.
No, that happens to be the logical result of my predictable attraction to you.
Oh, that's romantic.
Julie, it's the romance of the future. It's geometry. It's mathematics.
It's bull.
It's...
Now, one of the things I like the best, even though amnesia is a bit of a cliche, or a lot of a cliche, is as this is being revealed about Alex Fowler, a.k.a. Ted Wilcox. The thing that was awesome about this one, Michelle, and we've discussed this a little bit, we've talked about this, is of like the magic or whatever element of Fantasy Island, the companion show to this show, at least from our perspective. Mm-hmm. And they kind of do that on this episode, because as she's mentioning this, and you find like the whole mystery of how he acquired amnesia and how he's not recognizing her, the creepy music comes in.
Yes.
And I love it so much. I've talked about the person who created the music for the show and how good the music is and how it helps all of this stuff along, like in a pretty major way. And they do this beautifully as she discusses this crazy set of circumstances.
You remember the Cupid cologne jingle? Make her your own with Cupid cologne.
Sure.
We wrote that. We made Cupid the best-selling cologne in the country. Millions bought it, thinking they'd get instant sex appeal.
I know. Smell me.
Thought we were the best. We had plans. We were going to be married. Open our own agency. Then one day, 5 years ago, Alex disappeared. I had police and private detectives on the case for months. When they didn't find him, I assumed.
The worst.
Yeah. Doc, that's him. I'd know him anywhere. Alex. It's me, Lily.
It's nice to meet you, Lily. But my name is still Ted. Ted Wilcox.
You look exactly like someone. Alex Fowler.
Lily, if he doesn't show up, it's his loss. As a matter of fact, I hope he doesn't. Then maybe we can have dinner together.
Yes, I'd like that.
Okay, I'll see you then.
Well, they say we all have a twin somewhere.
That's him. That's Alex.
Come on. You said his name was Ted.
Doc, I loved that man for 4 years. My heart knows it's Alex.
Getting all wrapped up in Computer Man and the amnesia couple, we're neglecting the French grifters. They just are going out and about on the ship and speaking French, and that's where Yvonne nabs Jamie Farr, who's some kind of wealthy businessman. They keep trying to push Barbi Benton on his friend, who's even an older man. Granted, she was with Hugh Hefner, so she may be into older men. But she has a thing for Gopher and Gopher her, so she keeps, like, messing up the plan.
Well, Gopher messes it up, really, because he's saying, what was the phrase? I can't remember what they said. Like, it's not parlez-vous, but, like, he said that it meant that he has giant feet, big ears, and a nose like a banana, which is not, in fact, what she said. Gopher screwed it up because he wants to still be with her. And
yeah, he pretended that he didn't. I know what you're saying.
Jamie Farr is pretty good on this, though. They made a pretty good joke because he made a joke about his nose during that. I thought that was pretty funny.
A lot of nose jokes.
You know, there's a part on this, though, that was kind of crazy, that there was an exchange between Shelly Long and her hunk that we have had countless times. It's almost on a daily basis.
You're a beautiful man.
You're a beautiful woman.
You're more beautiful than I am.
You're beautifully honest.
I don't know if you caught that or not.
Shaving?
No, that's not that. Where he was shaving with the whipped cream can.
Yeah. Giant can.
I've never seen that before. It looked like some dessert topping that he was using to shave his face for the third time in a day.
They were always shaving.
No, there was like a little exchange between the two of them where Shelley Long, staring lovingly into his eyes, says, "You're a beautiful man." You don't remember that, Michelle? That one?
I'm sure I must have amnesia.
Where we have that same exchange every day of our lives. He's more beautiful. And it made me laugh. Hey, also another like side whatever. Did you see do you have this written down where they're in the dining area and then like they're having like things like food comes to the table. And
the ham pineapple.
What the hell? What the hell was it, guys? It's a hunk of pineapple, like
a quarter of a pineapple.
Yeah, like the outside of it and everything on it, and then a piece of like Three
Lunch meat ham.
Stooges looking ham over the top of it, and I'm like,
look,
what is
look
that?
At my notes. Pineapple ham.
What is that? Is that a thing? Was that like a thing?
Must be. Like, there's always like, I follow these pages on Instagram where they bring up these like weird recipes, but mostly they're like from the 50s.
Is it a Polynesian delicacy where you put ham on top of a hunk of
Yeah,
pie?
I totally was like, oh, because
so
I hate
gross.
ham. And then to put it on a pineapple.
All of the food in that area where Julie's like scooping olives out of the middle,
I couldn't
all, like,
make out what
sickening.
it was. And yes, you're correct. It was sickening.
It was so gross. So I didn't know what that was, you guys. Like, if anyone's heard of that, like back in the day in the 70s, throwing ham over the top of a huge piece of pineapple was like dessert for you or something.
I mean, I guess like when they make a baked ham, they'll put like pineapple rings on it sometimes and like a maraschino cherry and bake it.
Oh my God.
But it's
It
still
was so
disgusting.
sick. It was disgusting. So that was just, there's lots of little things on this episode that like you totally can enjoy, including, you know what I'm going to say next. And I think I'm definitely going to post a photo of this. Frankie Avalon is wearing, it has taken the place of my terry cloth obsession. If I can find this outfit, even though I think because he's a littler man, it works better on a littler man. I'm not little like that. He has like this red, I think it's like Bojangles was the name on it too, the logo on it. I don't
On
know
the
if-
shirt?
Yes, like Bojangles designer wear. He's wearing an entire red, like silk red outfit.
It was shiny.
Oh my God, but
Or
it's not,
satiny.
it's like silky, silky, satiny, shiny, like red top. Was it short sleeved? I think it was, right?
Yes, with
to
red
match
slacks.
the sunburn that he sustained on this, because he's like lobster red, if
It's
you notice.
Valentines.
Oh my God. Yeah, his whole skin. So he decided to get red like a Valentine. And then like pants that are the exact same color, the exact same material. And he's just sitting there casually at the bar with Isaac. It was unbelievable. Like, it was so crazy. And I loved it.
Outstanding.
It's fantastic.
I think you really do need to get that look going. Maybe for the kids shows this summer.
No, I don't
Instead
think.
of the white pants, you go all red.
No.
Bojangles.
Oh my. Maybe someone will send me a link to that if you can find me a Bojangles. I'm about 6 feet tall, you guys. On this episode, Michelle, everything's kind of happening pretty much all at the same time, which I kind of liked.
Yeah.
You know? Because you never get bored with anything. They never get too hung up on anything. That's what I like about The Love Boat. There's not a whole lot to read into like Gopher liking this girl and him trying to keep her, you know,
Right.
to himself. And that just keeps going back and forth. And honestly, it's like Fred Grandy is super enjoyable to watch. Barbi Benton, for me, is super enjoyable to watch. And it's just fun to watch those two kind of goof around a little bit. And then you have comedic foils like Jamie Farr and that other guy who is just like another,
Walt.
yeah, like cartoon human being come to life. And they did a great job doing that.
Did you? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Did you notice too? Speaking of clothing at the pool, the other French lady, like she had like terry cloth shorts. Green. She was all green, but then she had nylons on.
I literally wrote down like a graph of pantyhose sales in 1977
It was the egg.
to pantyhose sales in 2022 or whatever year we're in now. Does anyone even wear pantyhose? Why does every woman on the Love Boat, why are they forced to wear pantyhose?
Maybe it
even
was-
when they're laying out by the fake pool?
Maybe it was like an ethics thing or something. Like you kind of had to technically still be covered.
I don't know. I'm wondering why. But
pantyhose
pantyhose were
huge.
a thing.
I had pantyhose when I was a kid, and I would wear them under like dresses and stuff.
Why?
I don't know.
Why was it a thing?
My grandma would always buy me. Well, I forgot what was the egg. It was like egg.
Yeah, the egg. I
and
loved
it. Had
it.
like pantyhose
the container.
in
As a
it.
boy, it's like, can I have
I
that
hated
egg?
wearing pantyhose because they were constricting.
It seems insane to me. I never understood it. I mean, maybe if a woman had like varicose veins or something like that. You want to cover that up. But like, yeah, it would seem uncomfortable. It looks odd to me. I just don't get it at all.
And
Do
they
people
run.
wear them anymore? Do they exist?
They snag.
Do they? No, nobody wears pantyhose
I don't think
anymore.
so. Tights, but not pantyhose.
It's weird, man. Yes, I definitely noticed that because Shelly Long's wearing them, Barbi Benton's wearing. All of the women are wearing pantyhose at all times on all of these cruises. It's very, very weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's strange. Do you think Frankie Avalon's wearing pantyhose underneath his
not.
silky outfit?
I really hope not.
You know, Doc is.
Doc just has a collection of pantyhose hanging in his closet.
Yes. Well, while they're on the deck or while they're by the pool, all of the couples seem to be hitting it off, though. That's the thing, is like they seem to all be enjoying each other's company. Everything seems to be working out. So they do mention in the beginning that like the computer really was, like Julie was saying, was sort of like an icebreaker, that it really wasn't necessarily meant to be like super, super accurate. But Frankie Avalon's maintaining that it is.
It's his business.
Yeah. And it seems like all is working out well. They're all having fun.
But then
Yes.
things take a turn.
Well, things just this episode, it kind of just naturally like unravels, at least for all those people. It's kind of fun to watch them all like fall apart.
Yeah, and pretty much every couple does.
Yeah, like Michelle mentioned, when Shelly Long is in the cabin with her hunk, they do it really, really quickly and really in a fun way with shaving cream in a
Whipped cream can.
dessert whipped cream can.
Hi there, Mr. Computer Maid.
Hi, gorgeous.
Want to come out and play?
Want to come in and play?
Well, I thought you'd never ask.
I thought of nothing but you all day.
What are you doing?
Got to shave.
You've done that 3 times already. Don't you think you should give it a rest?
I like to look my best.
You like to look in the mirror.
Oh, June, you have your head inside a book most of the time. You're really a drag, you know?
A drag? You don't know the meaning of the word. In fact, there are a lot of words you don't know the meaning of.
Are you calling me a dummy? Well, I'll tell you what you are. You're a boring egghead with as much sex appeal as a bowling ball. Oh, no, my tan is beginning to fade. I need some sun.
You know what you really need?
What?
Another shave.
I also like after every couple that was match made by Frankie Avalon got into a fight, they went to the graphic of the heart.
Yeah, that was good.
And the heart was like kind of like burp, 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 burp.
Yeah, they show the primitive graphics, and yeah, it all just falls apart, and they make those noises. That was really good. See, that's when it's fun. The episode is really fun. I agree with you totally.
So all 3 of those couples started not liking each other and getting annoyed with each other.
Yes.
And then Julie and Frankie Avalon finally get together.
Nick,
What have I done now?
we haven't done anything except make a lot of people extremely happy. Look at them. They're having a ball, and it's all because of your computer.
Just like I told you, it never fails. Except maybe for us.
Nick, I'd like to apologize for last night. I was pretty rough.
Well, maybe I came on kind of strong.
Yeah, well, I didn't have to react so negatively.
I shouldn't have pushed so hard.
Yeah, well, I was a jerk.
No, I was a jerk.
No, I was a jerk.
Okay, you were a jerk. Have dinner with me tonight?
Sure.
Yeah, they twist it up.
After he creepily kissed her shoulders.
Yeah, so then they start like enjoying each other's company, and that was kind of nice.
So meanwhile, they're getting together. So they're in his cabin for like a nightcap. And then all of a sudden, all the couples that are breaking up come like banging on his door.
Yeah, because they're all angry and they want like a refund or they want to be rematched with someone else. So it totally C-blocks Julie's evening. Michelle, could you be with a man that's exactly your height? Would you be down with that?
That'd be pretty short.
No.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. Would you be down with
He
that?
might be my height, though, Frankie.
Frankie Avalon, that's what I'm saying. He's exactly the height of her. And I was wondering
We
if,
could share clothes. I could wear that red outfit then.
like, would you go proo, 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 because you don't like, that's not something you're looking for in a match?
No.
Just wondering. I don't know if anyone has those preferences.
But I bet we
Thank you
are
for
the
your
same
honesty. But
But while these couples are breaking up, we go back to Patty Duke and
hell yeah.
Alex.
And it's going okay because like he always has been nice throughout the whole cruise. It's not that he's been hostile to her. He just has no recollection of this past, life of his. And then they start hitting it off with one another. and they're having like a lovely moment on the bow of the ship, like a romantic.
Moonlight.
But then it turns dramatically.
It's funny. I feel like I've known you all my life. I mean, all these strange coincidences. Like you thinking you knew me, and us wearing the same ring. You know? I don't know. It's like we were meant for each other.
I love you, you know.
I wondered who was going to say it first. Lily, would you think I was crazy if I asked you to come to California with me? We could get married.
I have a career in New York. We could be together there, too.
No, I'd never fit in.
Yes, you would.
I'd be like a fish out of water.
You'd love New York. I know you would if you gave it a try. I could get you a job with the agency writing music.
I'd be no good at it.
What do you mean you'd be no good at it? You were good at it. You were the best. Damn it, don't you remember?
Lady, you're out of your mind.
You're the one who's out of his mind. Alex, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Once and for all, my name's Ted. Ted Wilcox.
Michelle.
Yeah.
I wrote you a little something. Little something I call Michelle.
Isn't that the theme from the Folgers commercials?
Wait, the best part. All right. Yeah. So like he like lures her back to the room at some point, and he just happens to have his nylon string guitar
That he probably crafted in the forests of Sonoma.
Yeah, he's luthiering his way, whatever. And it's like, yeah, they completely fall apart.
No, but so he's playing a song that he wrote for her called Lily.
Right, but it happens to be that Cupid
It happens
perfume.
to be the jingle that they wrote together.
Yeah, and not like none of this is like jogging his memory really to this point, right?
No.
Which is absolutely insane.
Well, and after they fight and everything, it doesn't even like say like where he got his memory back. He just kind of appears and says that he's starting to get his memory back.
No, he didn't until the very end. Like at the end, he kind of alludes to the fact, like, I kind of think I remember this, and it doesn't freak him out or anything. That's the part of this that is crazy. That, like, he truly doesn't remember any of this stuff. Again, we've already touched on the fact of how do you start a whole new life, without any, like, documentation or whatever it is. How do you, like, travel all the way to California not knowing that you were this other person? It's totally crazy. And then he does kind of say, like, I think I remember something, but, like, it's that he liked her or whatever. Was that what he said?
Or I think they were alluding to when they had sex or something, and that jogged his memory.
The part of waking up is amnesia.
In your cup.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. That's what's happening in the way that they kind of handle something as strange and serious as that. How did they get back together, though? How did they, like, not... Because he was all upset about, like, that she wanted to take him back to New York or something like that and make him, like, remember... Which you would be frustrated. Like, don't you remember this? And he just reacts poorly to that.
They kind of wrapped that one up without any...
I do have Ted make up, so I have a clip of some kind.
Well, then let the clip explain how they make up.
Oh, he's on the deck of the ship.
Oh, he's playing guitar on the deck at night.
Oh, she just gives up her whole life for him.
Right. But who wouldn't?
I don't know, me.
Leave the hustle and bustle of New York to live in Sonoma?
She likes New York. I mean, if you have like a good career in New York's like the best place to be because it's exciting and it is like the epicenter of the world. Yeah, it's like these guys reconcile because he's just, this is like what I would do, right? If we're on a cruise, I'd be wearing a Captain and Tennille captain's hat every single day. I would now be either in a terry cloth something or other or in my shiny red sort of like matching silky suit that are kind of like pajamas. And then I would be like out on the bow or the deck or whatever it is.
Playing guitar.
Strumming the guitar. And then like all of a sudden, that's when Patty Duke comes up and sees him. And she does not care. She just wants to be with him.
Correct. Love is love.
Hi. Ted, I'm sorry about this afternoon.
Oh, that's okay.
I was trying to turn you into someone I once knew. It was a mistake.
No, it was my mistake. I almost let you get away.
That offer's still open to sit and watch the Russian River go by.
And you're willing to give up New York?
It's just a city.
And your career?
Can I tell you a secret? There's always been something lacking. All I've ever really wanted to do is write songs. And I know, deep down, if I give myself the chance, I can write good ones.
Well, I can offer you a rocking chair and a sunset every now and then for inspiration.
But someone once told me, if you like what you're doing, you'll be great at it. And I sure like what I'm doing.
Yeah, and then they both are just kind of, it is kind of cool the way they did it, because they both are trying to like understand the other person and say, no, I was wrong, you were wrong, and showing that they did have this chemistry between one another, even though he cannot remember.
But he can feel it deep down inside.
And that's
There's
what
the
a
connection.
dreamer, musician kind of is all about. It's just about the feel, really.
Yeah.
But then he wants, he's like, are you okay with just leaving your whole life? I mean, they allude to that, too, where she wants to be like a Carole King type of a songwriter and write groovy, like 1970s ballad type songs. Maybe that's what they'll do in California.
Yeah, they don't have to do the hustle and bustle. Because as Doc stated earlier, sometimes amnesia is caused by stress and pressures. So maybe he was alluding that Alex had this very stressed out life in New York and it forced him into amnesia.
No, that's true. And then that's how he ends up there, I guess, which is interesting. See, that's the thing. We're making light of it. But in reality, I like the whole idea of this because I'm down for like crazy things and like, suspending sort of like reality a little bit.
And I like the touch of like him playing guitar on the episode and stuff because he is a musician. I mean, at that time especially, he was a musician more than he was an actor.
Yeah, I like it too.
Going to a garden party.
Going to that garden party. What the hell does that mean, going to a garden party?
I don't know.
How is that a hit song?
It was.
That's weird. Yeah, so like those guys get it back together, which is nice. They can put their power rings together and become a power couple again. Their rings locked together. The one that really was weird, though, was the way that they ended the Barbi Benton one, where she's just mad because Gopher like stood her up or whatever.
Brigitte, you're not being fair. It's a complete misunderstanding. Look, will you let me explain?
How can you explain that you didn't come back and you dumped me and left me all alone in the Acapulco lounge?
You speak English? Yeah, just like Yvonne.
C'est mon affaire, mille fois. Gopher, regardez.
Pardon my French, Marie, but take a hike. Walk, excusez-moi. And pourquoi pas?
There goes my millionaire.
Well, c'est la vie.
Tain't funny, Bridget. Chérie, Seymour. Listen, there's an explanation. Oh, I'm not sure. You're a kid, guys. Come on.
Spoke English the whole time. I made a complete fool of myself.
It was Yvonne's idea. She thought it would be a good way to get guys.
Yeah, French guys.
Oh, fair.
Encore.
Well, if you insist.
In typical Love Boat fashion, as we're starting to wrap up this episode, the fighting couples kind of switched around.
Yeah, on their own, right?
Right.
They kind of just did that on their own.
Kind of swapped around and got with the other couples, and somehow it all worked out.
It did, though. It was kind of cool. I thought that was kind of done pretty well because Shelley Long, the whole time, she was sort of like an academic. She was always reading a book. And so she ends with Sam Worth. He was talking about computers. He was a smart guy, and he ends up with her. The highly sexual people end up with one another. And then the vain couple, she was a photographer in the beginning, and he loved just, himself. And they ended up together.
Liked to be photographing him. But the other lady, if you recall, the guy with the mustache, he must not have had a SAG card because he did not say one word the entire cruise.
Did he not? Oh, that's weird. I
he
thought
didn't.
that he did.
And then when they got together, she even made a joke about him being the quiet one or something. Like they made it like they alluded to like some joke about him not speaking at all on that cruise.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was clever and both weird. Like, why didn't he speak at all? Then they always say like, if you don't have a SAG card, you can't speak or whatever.
Well, you have to. That's how you get your SAG card. Is you have to have a speaking line.
Yeah.
There's always like a famous thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
But he did not. If you go back and watch it, he did not say one word.
He didn't have to, man. That mustache did all the
Spoke
talking
for
for him
itself.
because it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I think he had striking eyes as well. You know. No, he was great. I mean, it's just like those guys made me laugh immediately, but especially him. He was just awesome. But yeah, they all get it together, and I thought that was ended really, really well, really fun. Like they made it seem like Julie and Frankie Avalon were still going to have like a future together, right?
Yeah, like they were going to get together post cruise ship.
Same with almost like Gopher and Barbi Benton. So it
was the Valentines episode, so everybody found love basically,
except for Captain Stubing.
I know.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, I'm really embarrassed about the way things worked out. I don't know, I guess the machine was just malfunctioning.
It had to be broken, or it would have found someone for me. Wouldn't it?
Well,
Don't answer that.
I love Captain Stubing, and again,
I would have dated him.
you're like Julie, an older man.
Only for Captain Stubing.
You're so weird.
Nobody else.
You are so strange. Oh my God. Well, I mean, I think we've wrapped this one up. This one was just...
I'll fight Orson Welles.
Yeah, really. I'd like to see that too, pay-per-view. But it's like, this one was super fun. It just was like, again, just super lighthearted, super fun episode. Totally enjoyable in my opinion, right? Wouldn't you say?
It totally made up for the last one for sure. And that's kind of more like how you want from the Love Boat. You
Absolutely.
want like lighthearted fun and love and just the celebrities top notch. Just shut up and play guitar.
Oh, okay. Let's wrap this Valentine one up.
Yep.
Guys, we are trying in the home stretch to finally make good on some of the guests. And I would like to give a shout out because we are running commercials about people contributing to the show, tipping your crew to keep the show going. We had our very first and very generous donation from the great Sherry. And not only was she kind and generous enough to contribute to the show, but because of that, if we can make this happen, she is going to be a guest on the show. She is here in Illinois, and we're going to try to make that happen sometime soon. We have a couple of other people, and I need to get on it. That's why I'm asking for donations, because it is hard to make the show, believe it or not. I love making it, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And to continue doing that, that's why we're asking. So thanks to Sherry. She's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Sherry.
And this one was super fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. Again, if you guys aren't, Paramount Plus, and I think you can also get these on YouTube if you look.
I agree. I did watch on YouTube before too.
So until next time, I am Istvan.
I'm Michelle.
Captain Stubing, please come to the bridge.
And we are
loving the Love Boat.
Hi guys, Istvan here, just checking to see if your cabin is to your liking, your drink is topped off, and you're enjoying the show. Oh, and before I shove off, we'd also love for everyone to consider supporting the show by leaving a tip, big or small, at my Venmo, which you can find in the show description or on your Venmo app by searching at ISTVANSONGS. Again, that's at Istvan Songs on your Venmo app. And as always, thanks you guys for keeping us afloat.